The sands of time rarely give up their secrets, especially in a land as ancient and enigmatic as Egypt. But in the summer of 2025, under the relentless sun near the shadow of the Saqqara necropolis, a team of archaeologists uncovered something that would shake the foundations of both science and myth: a sealed subterranean chamber beneath, a collapsed satellite pyramid, one that had lain untouched for over 40 years. What they found inside wasn't gold, nor mummies, nor relics of pharaohs, but something infinitely more disturbing: murals painted in excruciating detail, depicting horrors unlike any previously found in Egyptian art. Another showed a massive pyramid, twice the size of the Great Pyramid at Giza, rising not from stone, but from a writhing mound of human forms. And worse, they were painted as real, physical presences in the mortal world, not spiritual metaphors. Hieroglyphs surrounded each image, but the writing was distorted, some form of proto-script, undecipherable even with modern translation software. More terrifying still were the figures painted at the base of these scenes: monstrous beings with elongated skulls, 6 eyes, and serpentine limbs. Yet, according to modern astronomy, that same star is due to return to a visible position in Earth's sky in 2025. They seem to float above the ground, watching the chaos unfold with alien detachment. The team, led by Dr. Hana El-Rashid of the Cairo Institute of Antiquities, had initially been mapping collapsed structures thought to belong to the 6th dynasty. He hadn't slept for 3 days and claimed to have been visited by a man with no face standing at the foot of his bed, dripping with red sand. Navarro fled Cairo in the middle of the night and was later found wandering the Sinai desert, muttering in broken Coptic. Others followed. Lab assistants reported seeing shadows that moved against natural light. A drone technician quit after claiming to hear voices coming from the paintings when alone in the tomb. Most of their work had involved scanning for burial shafts and attempting to date wall fragments. She believed there was a hidden chamber behind the central mural. Satellite imagery of the site has been digitally altered. The cave is no longer marked on any map. Using infrared and ultrasonic scanning, they detected an anomaly: a small, hollow space the size of a closet. Some believe the prophecy depicted in the ancient mural has begun. Carefully, painstakingly, they removed the painted stone. Behind it, they found not a sarcophagus, not treasure, but a mirror. Instead, the limestone slab bore a single black symbol, a stylized, open eye dripping 3 lines downward like tears or blood. Lights flickered. In person, those who looked into the mirror claimed to see not themselves, but a desert landscape where pyramids floated in the sky, upside down. The cloaked figure from the painting stood in the distance, unmoving. His face remained hidden, but one by one, members of the team reported feeling he was calling them by name. Around him, the world-burned pyramids cracked open, rivers turned black, and the sun was swallowed by a serpent in the sky. The figure, however, stood untouched. His face was hidden, but his hand was raised, pointing toward a specific star on an ancient celestial map drawn above his head. The official statement claimed the paintings were unusually well-preserved depictions of religious myths and that the mirror was a ceremonial artifact of symbolic importance. But those who had seen the murals knew otherwise. The pigments were disturbingly fresh in appearance, as though they had been preserved unnaturally. Her journal, recovered from her Cairo apartment, contained sketches of the cloaked figure and a single sentence written repeatedly: "He waits where the stars fall." The colors, deep crimson, obsidian black, and green so dark it bordered on decay did not seem to fade, even under bright light. Reports were leaked, and conspiracy theories bloomed like wildflowers. Some claimed the paintings proved ancient contact with extraterrestrials. Others suggested they were prophetic warnings encoded by a secret priesthood that had rejected Egypt as official pantheon. Some even believed the paintings were not made by ancient Egyptians at all. But it was the subject of the paintings that halted the team in stunned silence. None of the archaeologists recognized the glyph, but its style was unlike anything in canonical Egyptian symbology. But one drone scan revealed a void beneath a broken obelisk hidden beneath several tons of sand and stone. The cavity had been overlooked for centuries. After days of excavation and cautious tunneling, they breached a sealed doorway. The passage inside descended steeply into darkness, far deeper than any chamber yet uncovered in the area. The first indication that this tomb was different came from the door itself. It was not carved with the customary depictions of gods or inscriptions invoking protection. Inside, the walls were covered floor to ceiling in frescoes, paintings done with a technique suggesting the artists worked quickly and with some urgency. One wall depicted a sky filled with stars falling to earth, where people fled in terror beneath a towering figure cloaked in flames. None of these figures matched known Egyptian deities. They weren't Anubis, Ra, or Thoth. They weren't human. Then came the central panel. Unlike the chaotic, apocalyptic scenes on the surrounding walls, the central mural depicted something hauntingly serene, a cloaked figure standing in the center of a perfect circle. Using digital overlays, the team realized the star he pointed to had not been visible for thousands of years. It was part of the Draco constellation. By this point, the discovery had gained the attention of the global academic community. And then the nightmares began. It started with Dr. Luis Navarro, one of the epigraphers on the team. Despite mounting fear, Dr. El-Rashid pushed on. It was a simple bronze mirror, ancient in design but flawless in its surface. As they approached, cameras began to malfunction. The site was shut down within 48 hours. The Egyptian government, in cooperation with UNESCO, declared the discovery classified under international heritage protection and sealed the site. Dr. El-Rashid disappeared 2 weeks later. Today, whispers of the terrifying pyramid paintings live on in obscure online forums, passed between archaeologists, occultists, and conspiracy theorists alike. But the star has returned to our sky. And as astronomers note strange anomalies in its orbit, as whispers spread of unexplained disappearances near Saqqara, and as strange glyphs appear etched into rocks far from the site, the world watches the sky. The eye drips again, and deep beneath the sand, something may already be awake. The end.